Welcome to our podcast, Under the Air, the journey of Orpheus. Today, Diego and I are going to tell one of the most intense stories ever created. Literally a trip to the underworld. It is a mix of love, music, tragedy, and a decision that changes everything. So relax, get comfortable, and come with us as we dive into a myth that has fascinated people for thousands of years.
Who's who? Let's start with the basics so no one gets lost. Orpheus isn't just a musician, he is the musician. According to the myth, his music wasn't just pretty, it had power. His lyre could calm storms, charm animals, and even and influence gods. He is the son of Caleb, the muse of the epic poetry, so talent was basically in his DNA. Eurydice, on the other hand, is his wife. She is described as gentle, loyal, peaceful, a nymph who loved nature and lived a quiet life. Their love story isn't huge and dramatic like others. It is simple, calm, and sincere. And that's what makes what happens next hit even harder.
Then there's Hades, ruler of the underworld. He isn't the villain here. He's just strict about the rules of life and death. And Persephone, his queen, who is usually seen as the softer, more compassionate balance to him. Both of them end up playing a big role in Orpheus' journey. How the tragedy starts. Everything begins with a wedding. Their wedding. Orpheus and Eurydice start their life together surrounded by music, dancing, celebration. It's basically the perfect day. But right after the party, as Eurydice walks through a field, she steps on a venomous snake. It bites her, she dies instantly. No warnings, no goodbyes.
Orpheus is devastated, completely heartbroken, but instead of accepting her death, he does something no human had ever dared to do. He decides to go after her, literally, no metaphorically. He physically goes down into the underworld. He walks to the entrance of the realm of the dead with only one thing: his lyre. He's not a warrior, he is not a hero. He's just a man in love carrying an instrument. The descent. As Orpheus enters the underworld, everything changes. The air gets colder, darker. Normally, this place is filled with terrifying creatures, shadows, spirits, monsters. But the moment he starts playing his music, everything slows down. The three-headed dog Cerberus stopped growling. The souls drifting through the darkness paused to listen. Even the rivers of the dead, like the Styx, seem to calm their currents. His music basically becomes his guide. It lights his path more any torch could.
And then he reaches the throne of Hades and Persephone. Imagine walking into a room where two gods decide the balance of life and death, and you'll have is a song. Orpheus plays a melody so emotional that even the furious creatures, known for being unforgiving, start crying. The whole underworld listens. It's one of those moments where everything stops.
Hades, moved by something he was probably never felt before, agrees to release Eurydice. But there's a condition, and it's a big one. He can look back at her until they have both completely returned to the world of the living. Not even once. If he does, she's gone forever. Orpheus accepts immediately. He doesn't even think twice.
The ascent. So Orpheus begins walking up toward the surface. Eurydice is behind him, but he's not allowed to check. He can hear her footsteps, he can feel her breath, nothing, just silence. The higher the climb, the more anxious he gets. He knows the rule, he knows the risk, but he's human, and human doubt.
Right before reaching the exit, literally a few steps from the sunlight, Orpheus breaks. The silence is too much. He panics for a second and turns around just to make sure he's still there. And she is there, but only for a split second. She reaches out her hand, but she's pulled back instantly. She disappears like smoke. And that's it. The deal breaks. Eurydice is lost forever. After the failure, Orpheus returns to the world alone. He tries to keep playing music, but it's not the same. People say he could never bring himself to play happy songs again. He isolates himself, grieving not just the loss of Eurydice, but the fact that he was the reason she couldn't return.
But even with all the tragedy, this story survived through centuries, and it became a symbol of love, vulnerability, fear, doubt, and the weight of a single choice. A story about trust and what happens when we let fear control us.
In the conclusion, the myth matters because it reveals how ancient civilizations explain the emotional struggles we still face today. To them, the underworld wasn't just physical place. It was a metaphor for our deep fears, losses, and internal battles. Orpheus' journey is basically the human experience, loving someone deeply, wishing for a second chance, making mistakes, and even we try our best and learning from the consequence.
And even though Orpheus lived thousands of years ago in a world of gods, nymphs, and myth, his story feels incredibly familiar. We all have moments where we doubt right before achieving something important, or moments where one decision changes everything. That's what makes this myth so powerful. It reminds us that trust, patience, and emotional strength matter as much as today as they did back then. Thank you so much for listening to our episodes. We hope you enjoyed diving into this myth with us and maybe even saw a bit of yourself in Orpheus' story.
If you like the story, stay tuned. There are plenty more myths and that show just how human the ancient takes really are.
This was Under the Earth, the journey of Orpheus. See you in the next episode.
Thank you.